Hi guys, this is Christian from wingsurfworld. Here we have the KT Wing Drifter for the 2022-23 season. As you can see, this one is quite long. It's actually 5'4" with 56 liters of volume. The one thing I can tell you already, this is for me, this is a fantastic board. Actually my best board so far. KT stands for Keith Teboul. He's the shaper of the board. He's from Maui, well, he lives on Maui, and you might actually know him from the windsurf brand Quattroboards, for which he has designed many successful boards. This board actually got my attention because of its length. Lately in the wing world, the boards are getting, especially the small boards, are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. The reason why, well, taller boards or longer boards have can have swing weight. So all the weight that is in front of your feet, actually in front of your foil, it sort of gives you an extra unstable balance you have to counter for. So it's sort of, they call it the swing weight. So the further the weight is from the foil, the more the weight there swings around. I don't really agree, well, I agree with it, but to a certain point, because making the boards shorter, it also feels like there will be compromises made for other aspects that are important. I mean, if you have a really tall board, like 100 liters and more, I can imagine those boards are heavier. So when the length of the board increases, it does become a problem with the swing weight. You can really feel that. Also, when you're really advanced and you're one of the best guys out there, you might feel it. But for me, I mean, I'm an average winger. I can jump high, wave ride, can do some tricks, but I mean, I'm no pro. I try to be, but who doesn't? I feel the boards, when I have a longer board, I feel it's actually a lot easier. Why? Like a lot of guys, first time I went winging, it was on a 125 liter board. After a while I got better, you go down in size. I got a board that was just above my weight. After that I experimented a lot with shorter boards, like smaller boards, 30, 40, 50 liters. Then I actually went back up again a little bit, tried boards around 65, 70 liters of volume. And the one thing I noticed, every time the board was short, it was really hard to get on the board actually. Here on the North Sea and probably some other spots where it's really choppy, it's really wobbly to get on a small board, especially on your knees, of course. So if you want a knee start on a small board, you don't just wobble in this direction, you also wobble to the front and to the rear. What I found when the board was longer, it counters sort of one wobbly direction. So with a longer board, I wobble less. I get much easier onto the board and onto the foil. So it reduces the amount of energy for me to get going. And so in the same amount of time, I have a much better session with a much better ride. So back to this KT board. Well, I got it because it's longer than a lot of other boards. It does actually look quite, well, the width of the board doesn't look very much, but it's still 22 inch. And if you compare to other boards with similar volume, there isn't actually a lot of difference. lot of differences are though how the board is shaped. On the bottom there are a lot of cutouts on the side, on the back there is a cutout, and these kind of rails are sort of like the rails themselves are normal rounded rails, and they're actually quite sharp on the edge, but then on the bottom they do actually have added the bevel, so the whole rail gives the stability while starting, okay? And then when you're up on the foil, and especially when you're going upwind and you're going fast, a lot of times your board will be in an angle like this. So if you hit the water in this angle, well, you can see the beveled rail will help with the touchdowns. So when you hit the water, it won't be a big shock, it won't grab hold of the water, it just sort of bounces off. Other things. The one thing I've really enjoyed on this board as well is actually the grip. The grip on this KT wing drifter, it's really good. It's summer season, so I sail without boots now, and it feels like I've got glue under my feet. I like it a lot. Next thing, it's different to most other brands, is the rear strap. There's an offset option there, so I cannot put the rear strap in the middle. Actually, I have to choose: do I put it more on one side or on the other? And of course, you can twist the strap a bit, so it will be sort of in the middle. But as I prefer to ride as well and jump on one direction, it's a nice option, because putting an offset means I'm standing more in the middle of the board. Then moving on to the front straps. Well, I'm a goofy rider, as you can see. My front foot, sorry, there's some goats getting close by. So excuse me if there will be an interruption by some goats. Stay there, you goats. But this front strap, I had two options. Basically, put it here or put it right over the middle. I've chosen for that option. So my preferred wave riding position is always in the middle. I do, however, sometimes sail on the other side, just because the wind's from the other direction, or I have to cruise a bit more upwind. I did add this foot strap here as well, but I have to be honest, it doesn't work very well balance wise, because because of the rear strap, I'm not in the middle of the board going that direction. As wingfoiling is still quite a new sport, it can be quite a challenge to find the right board for you. With this board, I mean, I forgot how many boards I've tried so far. This board for me, from the first moment I got onto it, I felt it was the right one. Also, I got lucky, of course. I put the straps and the foil, I got the exact right position that works for me. So for you, if you do think it feels a bit weird, just move around with the foot straps and the foil position. Every foil brand is different. So if you have the mast, the front wing, either it's more forward or more to the rear, you have to adjust. You can adjust in the tracks, of course, moving it forward or more to the rear, but also moving the straps makes a lot of difference. Basically you want the front wing somewhere in the middle, in between of your straps, and of course moving a little bit more to the front or to the rear does make a lot of difference. If it feels heavy on the front foot, you just have to move it a little bit more to the back. If it feels heavy on the rear foot, you just have to move it a little bit more to the front. It's actually quite simple. Just bring a tool with you, put it in your wetsuit, go back to the beach, screw it loose, tighten it up again, and try it again. Just move as much as you like. Back to the KT Wing Drifter. It actually comes with these MFC foot straps. A lot of foot straps when I'm riding. My feet actually opens up over there. With these straps I haven't had any problems yet, so feels good. Other stuff to mention. The board is actually not the lightest board, but it is actually quite light. So I'm sure a board can be made lighter, but I think I've used this board now for, I don't know, 10, 15 sessions, and still in one piece. It doesn't have damages, so construction must be good. Of course, time will tell. I did jump quite a lot with this board, and that's where the damage happens with winging, and of course hitting objects on the beach, well, actually on your car, on the parking lot back at your home. When would I recommend this board? Well, basically to everybody who feels that his current board is a bit short. Also for people who want to get into a smaller board that are a bit tall, like I'm 1 meter 94 centimeters. This is a really nice board to try and go smaller. I do have to note, in the Wing Drifter range, actually the 56 liters is a 5.4, but the next board, I think a 62 liters, is actually a little bit shorter, and also it takes a couple of boards before they are getting longer again than this board. So basically the smaller boards with KT, they are actually longer in comparison to the bigger boards. Well, probably because of they had the same results as I had, that when you're going on a smaller board with a lower volume, it's easier to get started when the board is actually a bit longer. So if you feel like commenting on this video, want to get more information about this board, the KT Wing Drifter, or whatever you want to ask, just leave a comment below the video. This was Christian. Subscribe to our videos. Who knows, maybe there will be another great video to watch, and see you out there.